Good evening. The semi-official Korean news agency Yonhap reports that there is speculation that U.S. President-elect George Bush will likely visit the Republic on his way home after attending next month's funeral for the late Japanese Emperor Hirohito. An unidentified government official says Hyun Hong-chu, a close aide to ROK President Roh Tae-woo, will visit Washington to discuss Mr. Bush's visit with U.S. officials. Hyun left for the U.S. yesterday to attend a seminar in New York. The report comes amidst speculation that either Mr. Bush will visit Seoul in the near future or that ROK President Roh Tae-woo will make his second visit to the U.S. Neither trip has been actually confirmed yet. Elsewhere tonight, it's the first major combat training exercise of 1989. It's called Winter Haze, a combined command post and field training exercise involving thousands of 2nd Division warriors. According to the Assistant G3 Plans Officer, the Command Post Exercise, or CPX phase, is an opportunity for division, brigade, and battalion level commanders to practice their command and control skills.
They actually have a large board at the Command Post Exercise facility, and they have controllers and players and umpires.
Meanwhile, 2 maneuver battalions, the 1st Battalion 5th Mechanized Infantry and the 5th Squadron 17th Cavalry, are in the field conducting combat arms operations. Tanks and other armored vehicles are practicing mock battles to add some realism to the exercise.
It's very critical because this is one of the few times that you actually get out into the field and get to operate infantry with tanks, tanks with infantry, helicopters, integration of the entire division's assets as opposed to individual training with one specific type of unit, such as an infantry unit by itself in the field.
Speaking of exercises, the Material Support Center Korea at Camp Carroll is more or less the Care and Preservation Division, where nearly 5,000 vehicles and other equipment are stored and maintained in a war reserve status. However, every year at this time, a portion of these vehicles are readied for use. This year is no exception. Over 200 members of the 37th Korean Service Corps Company participated in Mobex 89, an exercise during which reserve utility vehicles, combat vehicles, and engineering equipment was deprocessed for use. During this year's Mobex, KSC members made some 240 vehicles operator ready with the installation of new batteries, removal of protective plastic coverings, and the reconnection of electrical leads. Soon the vehicles will be moved to the MSCK railhead to be loaded onto flatbed rail cars for shipment throughout the Republic. In an attempt to improve communication with parents, DODS will soon ask parents with children in school to let DODS know what they think of the way their kids are being educated. The Stars and Stripes says administrators in Washington are fine-tuning a questionnaire that will go to parents with children in various DODS schools. The director of DODS, John Strimple, says they want a scientific response on attitudes ranging from what parents think about the schools to how they feel their kids are doing. The survey will be asking parents to give grades, A's, B's, C's, and so on, to schools, teachers, administrators, curriculum, and other areas dealing with education. Incidentally, that survey is now in the draft stage. It should be in the hands of selected parents by the 1st of April. Well, think of this. You're in combat. All of a sudden, your whole top command is wiped out by a Claymore mine. What do? Who will fill their positions? Who will be responsible of delegating maneuvers? Well, although it may be a little extreme to think about, especially if you're in a garrison atmosphere, preparation is a must. And that's just the way the top command of the 199th Personnel Service Company did earlier today. AFKN's Diana Dawa has more on today's reversal of roles.
Busan 199 PSC Company can help you.
A Specialist First Sergeant, what's going on? Specialist Diana Dawa, AFKN News, Yongsan.
Elsewhere this Wednesday, 1988 was a year of excellence for U.S. Forces Korea, and one of the units that may best exemplify that excellence is the Busan storage facility. Located near Busan's waterfront, this tiny installation was the recipient of 3 major 8th Army awards last year. They won the 8th Army Chief of Staff Maintenance and Supply Excellence Awards, as well as the 8th Army Philip A. Connolly Award for Dining Facility Excellence. Tonight, AFKN's Ed Josie takes a look at the soldiers who work at PSF Supply, the soldiers who make excellence look easy.
Busan storage facility. They work in the arms room. I'm Army Sergeant Ed Josie, AFKN News, Busan.
As mentioned earlier, the facility's maintenance shop was also recognized for excellence. They received the 8th Army Chief of Staff Maintenance Excellence Award in the light category. Manned by ROK civilians and a Katusa, the shop is responsible for ensuring all equipment used there remains operational. Well, still ahead this Wednesday evening, John Walker with a peek at how the rest of this work week should shape up weather-wise. John?
Well, Mark, we're looking at some more precip yet tonight, but by the weekend we should be able to see some sun. But to do that, we're going to have some cooler temperatures also.
Also coming up, some classic 50s hot rods are now available at a growing number of Florida rental car locations. Correspondent Todd Ulrich will be along later with our report on rental rods when the AFKN News Hour for a Wednesday continues.
We'll see some sunshine. Temperatures will be in the 30s and 40s again for highs. The East Coast will continue to be cloudy. And towards the weekend, we'll probably stay, Saturday morning's lows probably be in upper teens and into the 20s, maybe some low 30s in the south.
Yeah. Okay.
But sunshine.
Yeah, good enough. We'll take it. Thanks, John.
You got it.
We'll talk to you tomorrow. Back to news now. The New York Times reports the Pentagon is expected to take legal action against some companies and individuals, including a former Assistant Navy Secretary, as part of a contract fraud probe. According to United Press International, the report says planned actions include steps that would prevent Melvin Paisley from doing any work under his current contract with the government. Paisley left the government 2 years ago to become a consultant. The probe has centered on whether some individuals and companies took advantage of confidential relationships with defense industry insiders to obtain information to help them bid for Pentagon contracts. Sources say the Pentagon may also take action against William Galvin, a consultant currently under contract with the Pentagon. Back here in USFK, as a member of the Soldiers Show, the Army offers its servicemen and women, for that matter, with singing, dancing, and musical talents a chance to strut their stuff. The trick to being named to perform in the Soldiers Show is being nominated. Normally that's done through local performing arts centers by way of talent shows. Soldiers stationed here in the Republic participated in a talent show here last year, and the winners went on to compete Army-wide for membership in this year's show, our Soldiers Show. Specialist Derek LeBlanc, a cook at the East Dining Facility on Yongsan, found out he was selected yesterday after receiving a call from AFKN's own Cheri Anliker.
Well, I wanted to yell on the phone. I wanted to just scream it out and just go crazy, but like I won $1 million.
LeBlanc is one of 3 soldiers stationed in the ROK that are among the 35 members of the Soldiers Show. The other 2 are Specialist Guy Wheat from Alpha Battery, 2nd of the 61st Air Defense Artillery at RC4 in the Moonsan area, and the other one being Specialist Brenda DePorto of the 61st Maintenance Company at Camp Kyle. Specialist Donald Gaines, assigned to the 1st of the 503rd Infantry, was selected as an alternate. The group leaves next month for a 4-month tour throughout the continental U.S. as well as Panama and Europe. Well, if you've ever shopped at Yongsan's Main Post Exchange, you've probably seen this next man we're about to show you. You can't miss him. Every day the PX is open, he's sitting there, painting away. Tonight, AFKN's Cheri Anliker joins us to tell us more about him. Cheri?
Well, Mark, Chae Young-hyun is his name, and yes, painting is his game. We in the news department decided that we needed to liven up the place a little bit, so while we were there, we had this nice, snazzy little picture done for the news department.
We just saw that being done on in your package there.
Yeah. So, since it's become a tradition to give you something on the set, here goes.
Thank you. I guess you were obviously watching last night when Chris Cruz gave me that education pamphlet, and before that a cookie. But thanks, and a special thanks to Mr. Chae for his superb work. I don't think it matches well with our set, but I'm sure we can display it prominently up in our newsroom upstairs. Thanks a lot, Cheri. Good report. Back to other news now. This Monday, of course, is the birthday of the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It's also a national holiday. Tonight, AFKN's Bill Wheat reports on an upcoming 2-day King art display that will coincide with Monday's observance.
Martin Luther King is a name that rings synonymous with freedom. With his approaching birthday, students in the Camp Red Cloud area, along with soldiers using off-duty time, are helping put together a Martin Luther King display, featuring his likeness in many art forms. Specialist Bill Wheat, AFKN News Center North, Camp Red Cloud.
Speaking of the late Dr. King, many would agree that Martin Luther King Jr. was best known for his efforts to achieve racial equality. He organized marches and protests and helped awaken the social consciousness of America as well as the rest of the world. His beliefs and ideals won support from millions of Americans of all races. Unfortunately, it eventually cost him his life. We spoke to several people at the top of the rock, Camp Casey, to see what effect King's work had on their lives.
Well, I think actually what his dream was to have world peace and everybody work together, and I think that has had a big impact being in the area that I am now with the soldiers working together and individuals working together. I work at the bank and I work with a lot of people of this country, and which is my first experience and a very interesting experience. So it does go to prove that there was something in what he thought and what he felt, and it is working in today's world.
I think he probably his death was more important than his life, in that it made an awareness of everybody about a subject that was probably pretty important, and brought racism and that to the forefront at the time when he died.
Primarily due to the things that have happened since then, or caused by his influence, I think people of our race are looked upon more highly.
On the lighter side this Wednesday, it's every driver's dream, hitting the road in a gleaming 50s hot rod. Now a growing number of people are making that dream come true. As correspondent Todd Ulrich tells us, some rental companies are now adding classic cars to their fleets.
Classic cars from the 50s. They're cruising to a new home in the 80s. This is Todd Ulrich reporting.
Todd adds that even if you were interested in renting a 50s hot rod, you'd have to consider the fact that rental car companies won't sell you insurance for these vehicles. But if it's been your lifelong dream to get behind the wheel of a 55 Chevy, I guess it's a risk you'll have to take. And that's a report for this Wednesday. For an update on the day's news, weather, and sports, you can join Rob Osmond tonight at 10 for a Wednesday edition of the AFKN Late News Hour featuring Nightline. I'm Sergeant Mark Cummings for John Walker, Cheri Anliker, and everyone here at AFKN. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow.
The AFKN News Hour, a production of the American Forces Korea Network. In touch with your world.